Today we're talking about the AirPower's upcoming quiet release by Apple, as well as the event that just happened yesterday. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is, of course, the brand new AirPower. We've talked about this a lot, but we are expecting them to release it quietly this week. There's been a lot of things to hint at it, and we're going to be going over those right now.
So last week, the AirPods were unveiled.
Yes.
The second generation AirPods were unveiled, and people who actually ordered them on the day they debuted are starting to receive them today and tomorrow. And what some people who have actually already received them are noticing is that there is an image of a charging mat on the AirPods package itself.
Wait, so on the AirPods packaging, it shows how to charge it with the AirPad?
Yeah, so there's an image of the AirPods wireless charging case, and the charging mat pointing that you need to charge this.
And multiple people who've actually received their AirPods 2 have verified this in a bunch of posts posted on social media. On another side of the AirPods 2 box, it says that it's compatible with the AirPower as well as other Qi charging devices.
It like physically says the word AirPower.
On the box, on the back of it, it also shows that the AirPower is a pill-shaped device, and it's also featuring USB Type-C to charge it. Or it could be Lightning, but I'm doubtful. iOS 12.2 is something that was required to actually work with the AirPods 2, which started to arrive to customers yesterday. And in its coding, it has something for charging, which shows the actual battery level of multiple devices on one charging pad.
In addition to this new information that we just discussed, earlier in 2019, the Wall Street Journal reported that they approved the start of producing AirPower. In addition, reputable analyst Ming-Chi Kuo also predicted that the AirPower would be released in early 2019. Charger Labs on January 12th tweeted that Pegatron will begin mass production of the AirPower on January 21st.
And Digitime also said that AirPower would be shipping at the end of March in the first quarter, which is coming to an end. There's only like 5 days left.
Yeah, literally this week, and then it's April. Last week, Mac Rumors also found an image in the source code of the Australian Apple website, which shows the AirPower with the iPhone XS and the new AirPods all charging.
We are expecting or hoping that the AirPower will finally come out this March. I'm excited. I'd probably pick it up. Would you pick it up? No.
Probably not. I am anticipating it being very expensive, knowing Apple. So I'm predicting that it'll be about $200, I would say.
Well, we're gonna have to wait to find out. Now, yesterday was Apple's huge service event where they unveiled a couple of new services that we're gonna go over and give our opinions on.
So for starters, they announced Apple News Plus, which is a news subscription service where you get access to a few paywalled sites like the Wall Street Journal or the Los Angeles Times, as well as hundreds of magazine options.
Yes.
This is available today when you update to iOS 12.2. The service charge is $9.99 a month. And another positive note here is this is the individual price, but if you want to have a family plan with up to 5 members, it's no extra cost.
Yeah, so if you buy it for yourself, you can share it with all your family members or a couple of your friends if you choose to for the same price. Now, one of the things that Apple was heavily hitting on was privacy and how each app would be customized personally for you with their on-device machine learning instead of sending everything back to Apple's servers. So this way, everything personalized comes from your device and isn't shared.
So people were kind of saying that they're kind of taking a hit at Facebook.
Oh,
because
yes.
Facebook's having a lot of privacy issues, and Apple really wanted to emphasize that privacy was at the forefront of all of these subscription services. Do you think that you would get this? Like, what are your thoughts about it?
If I was someone who read a bunch of magazines, possibly. I mean, it comes with pretty much every magazine that is being published today. If you are someone who loves magazines, yes. And if you have an iPad. If you don't have an iPad, don't get it.
So it has 300 plus magazines
Yes.
and only a few paywalled sites. You will not have access to paywalled sites like the New York Times or Washington Post. And the reason is because Apple is taking 50% of the revenue cut from the service. So the only one that jump on, or the only few that jump on board was the Wall Street Journal.
And the Los Angeles Times.
Exactly. For me, I don't see myself using this. If I'm jumping through the news or something and I see an article, I'm going to read that article. I don't find myself, needing to read the next magazine or something like that.
Right.
I don't think it's for me.
So the next big thing that Apple unveiled yesterday was the brand new Apple Card. This is something that I'm personally excited for. I don't know about Nathan, but it is a brand new card that Apple is actually offering in their Apple Pay app, and they partnered with Goldman Sachs.
Users can sign up for this program on their app, and it only takes what they mentioned, a few minutes, whereas traditionally when you sign up for a credit card, you'll have to get it sent in the mail, which takes sometimes 3 to 4 business days.
Now, it's going to be available in the Apple Pay app, and you can pay with it like a normal credit card, or you can get a physical titanium card that they will ship to you.
This titanium card does not have any information on it, which if you want this information, it's available in the app itself. Also in the app, it'll show you information like transaction details, payment details, balances, all this information that will help you invest your money better or track your balances a lot better.
Now, another really cool feature of it is that the card is actually partnered with MasterCard. And with that, you get a 2% cashback rewards daily for purchases using the Apple Pay app, and you get 1% cashback when you use the physical card. Now, another cool thing is that when you are buying stuff on the Apple Store, you get 3% back.
Another thing that they really emphasized was interest. They want to have a very low interest rate. They didn't say what the rate's going to be yet, but hopefully it is very competitive. They also emphasized no fees. That's no late fees, no overage fees, no international fees, nothing, which is unseen, unheard of in this industry. This device or this service will be available in the summer of 2019. Not available yet, unfortunately. Only in the summer of 2019 in the US.
Yes.
Hopefully they expand to other countries like Canada very, very soon as well. Would you get this card?
I would. 100% I would get this card. I'd probably move to the US just to get the card.
Really?
Well, I mean, I was going to go there anyway. But the card seems worth it. The interest rates hopefully are very low, and there's no fees. I think banks are going to be pretty worried.
They are doing a lot of things that is unheard of in the banking industry. No fees.
Yep.
No very low interest rates.
Yep.
Basically no physical evidence of your credit card information on the card itself.
Nope, it's safe.
These are things that you don't see in the banking industry.
No, it's very disruptive, I'd say. Next up, we have Apple Arcade, which is a pretty cool new subscription service. So pretty much you pay an unknown amount each month and get access to a bunch of publishers' games that would not be available otherwise by the likes of Disney, Sega, Lego, and more. Another thing that they said was that there would be no in-app fees and no advertisements. Now, this will be coming of fall 2019.
So, do you think that this will actually get used? Like, do you think people would sign up for this?
I think so. I mean, a lot of people play games. I think this is more tailored towards kids.
Something that I'm kind of hesitant about this service is these publishers like Disney or Lego, what is the incentive for them to put their games on this service as opposed to just making a standalone game and charging like $1.99 or $2 for the app?
I mean, if you buy any Lego game right now on the App Store, it's like $30.
Is it really?
It is. It's like $29.99.
So what is the incentive for them to get away from that and move into the subscription service where they're only probably going to be making a portion of that amount?
I don't know. I think this is more beneficial for the smaller game creator.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. You pay for this service and you get kind of like the newer, the second-hand type games, not the one-offs where they're making a ton of money already.
Who couldn't make the game otherwise if it was free? Last up, we have Apple TV Plus, which is a brand new service that Apple announced yesterday, which features a lot of A-list celebrities like Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Anderson, Jason Momoa, and a couple of cool directors like J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg.
And the big name, Oprah.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
I thought you were going to mention that.
I was going to say Oprah, but I was like,
So all these people are making original content on their new Apple TV Plus. This service, which is going to be launching in fall of 2019, will be available on Apple TV, or the revamped Apple TV app, which is coming May 2019.
This will be available on all Apple TV supported devices like Samsung TVs, LG TVs, and Sony TVs, which don't need the actual Apple TV box to be used anymore. Now, the Apple TV Plus subscription will be an unknown amount, and you get access to all the original content that Apple is producing. On the side, if you want to pay for additional channels like HBO, Showtime, etc., those will be an additional amount that you can add on to get access to.
I don't think that I would get this. The reason
True.
being is you pay for the subscription service, which you'll get Apple's original content for some amount, likely comparable to Netflix or Hulu. And then in addition to that, if you want access to HBO or Showtime content on from those providers, you have to pay an additional fee. So say it's about $16, then you want an additional $10 or $12 a month for each individual provider. That's going to rack up on a monthly basis.
That is true. Would you get it? I mean,
Probably
Oprah.
Not.
What about Oprah?
I
Okay,
probably
you
have
never
watched
watched
Oprah like twice.
I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I've never seen Oprah except for You get a free car. Besides that, but it's pretty interesting. Apple, I feel if they implement it well, will sort of take over the market slowly.
See, that's one thing that I'm probably going to disagree with you on, because
Ooh.
Apple isn't really going to be a competitor to Netflix and Hulu.
They
are trying to compete against the original or
TV
the
cable.
long time, TV cable providers, where they will give all of the services and they're going to take a cut of that. So Apple unveiled all these services basically as a way to combat their rough iPhone sales. So hopefully these work. I'm reluctant to say if they're going to work or not.
Apple credit card.
I think if one would work, it would be Apple Pay.
Yes, Apple Card.
Another thing that we noticed here is that aside from Apple News Plus, all of the services and stuff that they announced yesterday it's coming. It's not available right now. It's coming in May of 2019. It's coming in the summer. It's coming in the fall. Like, if they've been working on this for so long and they had an event, things should be available right now for people to use.
I agree. It's sort of Apple's way of saying, hey, don't leave us yet. We have a lot of cool things coming.
But it should be available now. And that's one of the reasons why I think Apple is struggling, because they can't put out content at a speed that the rest of the world is running at.
Also, iOS 12.2 was announced yesterday and available to download and update your phones to. It featured 4 new animojis. You can be a shark, a giraffe, a warthog, and an owl. It also features AirPlay 2, so you can now use AirPlay on other devices such as LG TVs, Samsung TVs, and Sony TVs. On top of that, you have access to the News Plus. And you can also pair up with your AirPods 2, features the new wireless charging that we said below, and a couple of bug fixes, especially with Safari.
All the new iPads that were unveiled and quietly announced last week also come pre-installed with this update.
Well, those were all the updates we had for you guys today. Let us know what you guys thought about all of them, and if you want us to look at anything, let us know in the comments below.
And subscribe if you're new.